Right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Sigma Footy, the home of the unfiltered, biased but passionate football stream. And now, looking at the season, we are reaching the climax part of the season. It's the end game. Okay, since the last we did the video, many things have transpired. Some good fortunes for some clubs and some bad fortunes for others. Okay, and there's still plenty to play for, especially in only except Bundesliga, right? There's still all the other leagues, the top 5 leagues, there's still plenty to play for in terms of title race, the top 4 race, and also relegation.
Syria also there.
Yeah,
Oh,
as
okay,
well as
okay.
Serie A. So, but we will start off. We will start off first with the FA Cup final. Okay, that transpired where Leicester won their first ever FA Cup title. So let's start off with the disappointed. I feel disappointed Chelsea fan.
Congrats, Chelsea. Congrats, Chelsea. Oh, sorry.
Okay, since Tuchel came in, you guys have really improved and you were heading in for 2 trophies. But now since the FA Cup is gone, so Anand, for us as a neutral looking at the lineup, I think there was some things he did which was like considered new. For example, James starting at the right centre back instead of right wing back, and Espirita was actually played a right wing back. Okay, what do you think? Why Tuchel did that? And also, why did Alonso start instead of Chilwell? So, how do you feel about his selection in the final?
Um, yep, definitely questionable one. Of course, I totally felt that Tuchel took Leicester for granted. I guess took Leicester lightly. Could see a bit of overconfidence. But the decision on to play James on right centre back, right? That was intentional to cover Vardy, because Vardy is a real threat while going on attack. So James took care of it very nicely. So that call was necessary in that place for Vardy's excellence actually. But other than that, right, like you said, I agree to that. Not playing Pulisic, and also playing Alonso instead of Chilwell was actually disappointing. Also, if you can see right in the game, I would disagree if anyone were to say Chelsea played horrible. I would say Chelsea played well. Of course, what they missed was great finishing chances, you see, and that cost us that cup actually, I would say. And one of the main reason I would say is because of not having a player who can bring the ball in instead of the press that Leicester was giving. Typically, Kovacic is the guy for our team, but Kovacic got injured and Jorginho was there. And Pulisic not in the first 11 made it even worse. Attacks were all, I mean, even the forwards were all, headless and not creating chances cost us the cup. I would just put it there. Simple as that, yeah. It was very disappointing.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it was really disappointing.
okay, like this is a final, right? And we see that over the past seasons, the way Chelsea have won finals is like the big moments, big players. So it was really, I feel like, how come Pulisic did not start this game? And if this repeats in the final, right? I mean, the Champions League final, I think it would be a major blow lah. If he goes with the same lineup, like ZX, I think he's not really settled in well,
Yep.
right? And for the goal, the Tielemans goal, if you all see that goal again, right? Jorginho was the closest person to Tielemans, but instead of closing him down, he was actually pointing to one of the centre backs to come and close him down. So
Exactly.
yeah. And also the goalkeeping situation, like why suddenly Kepa started in this such a big match?
So again, coming to that point, Ivan, that's why I said where they rested players. He took Leicester for granted, I would say, and not playing Mendy was a big mistake. Of course, that goal was superb. Not taking any credits from Talisman. However, with Mendy, at least in terms of lineup, in terms of arrangement of the back would be different, I would say. And especially with Jorginho, right? It feels like a ticking bomb over there, really. and how no matter how good you are in defense, right? There's only a certain point in the 90 minutes of match you can do it. You need to score goals in order to assure the cup. lacking of that was a real was just what made Chelsea to lose the cup, I would say. Yep.
Yeah, and also you guys have Giroud. I feel y'all should have utilized Giroud earlier. I think because his experience in the final is
Yep.
quite vital, and
FA Cup experience he has lah.
yeah, and he has scored like in the Europa final, right? Also, I think
Yeah.
Arsenal fans will know that.
Even
And
even before Giroud, right? I think for Chelsea, right, it's always been Drogba. We call him the final man, the cup final man.
yeah, big
Even
game.
Champions League, yes, the previous Champions League, he's the guy. And like, similar to that, we didn't had that. Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about Werner. I don't want to
From
go near to Werner.
Drogba to Werner, right? Wearing the same number 11 also. So I think
Yeah,
he's doing the
exactly.
number very proud. So now you guys are in looking at yesterday's result in the Premier League. You guys are considered now in a hot soup. Okay, Liverpool are just behind you guys, just 1 point behind, and you guys have to face Leicester again. So we need 2 games left. So in a very you guys were in a pole position, like finishing top 4. If let's say you guys finish out the top 4, the Champions League final, the pressure for the Champions League final will be much more higher. Like you guys have to win that to qualify. So looking at the position now, we go to Rajan. Amazing victory yesterday. I mean, you guys really pushed on right until the end, and somehow this is the first time in Premier League history a goalkeeper has scored through a header. Yeah, a heading goal. So how do you feel about that match, Rajan? And also the last few games you guys have been winning and have also
it was,
thrashed us. Yeah. I carry on.
No, it was one. I mean, this is a phase where Liverpool. I think we hope that Liverpool would, as a Liverpool fan, I hope that Liverpool will come back and then show them why we were crowned as the champions last season. And I feel that they've proved it. They've proved it well. But of course, looking at Alisson Becker's header, it was also the first time for Liverpool since they established since 1892. First time a keeper has scored in a competitive game. This is the first time ever, first keeper to ever score. So yeah, at that moment, to describe that moment, I gave up. I gave up. I feel it's like it's done. That's a draw. It's another draw, and then that sums up Liverpool's season actually. To tell you the truth, so many misses, so many open chances. The shot conversion was very bad. We had 26 shots, but none was converted. Only 1 goal. And then what Alisson did was like, it was one of the best moments. I was just laughing. I was just laughing so hard. I was just rolling over. I got no words, speechless. So, but then regardless of that, I feel that made us like brought back us to the race, and it still is in our hands. So if we win the next 2 games, of course, considering the goal differences, but let's talk a bit in practically speaking, the 2 games. If we win the 2 games, we are in the top 4. And so, okay, to conclude on how we were against MU and also how we played against West Brom, I feel we still lack in converting the chances. That sums up Liverpool's whole season actually. Our attacking front 3 or front 4, whatever you call that, was quite important this season, I would say. And also considering last season, 40% of our goals came from outside this front 3. And this season, only 20% came from outside the front 3.
So
not
like,
the front 3. So that's also
lack of contribution, is it? From
yes,
from the whole team?
from other players. Yes, you can see the confidence in Wijnaldum, how he missed in front of the goalpost, and only Salah, only besides Salah, everyone is like the lack of confidence in front of the goalpost. So, but yeah, having said that, we still have 2 games. On paper, looks easy, but all of us know how tough is it to go against Burnley and Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace, I think Liverpool knows the best. But the only advantage here is we'll be playing in our home, and there are some fans allowed to this game for the Crystal Palace game. So looking forward towards it. Yeah, and we are very lucky that Chelsea is playing against Leicester, the 2 other teams. The 2 other teams that will be competing against top 4.
Yeah, Chelsea is on 64, you guys on 63, and Leicester is on 66. So with 2 games left, you guys can finish on 69. So Leicester definitely just need 1 win actually, Leicester. But for Chelsea, this is like a must-win game against Leicester. So Anand, do you feel like, okay, now if you will consider FA Cup final, how do you weigh FA Cup final and this match? Like which one you think Tuchel is really giving his priority to? is this as big as or more important than the FA Cup?
I would definitely say, top four finish is definitely greater. I mean, definitely important, more important than a FA Cup final, because of how we're gonna put ourselves or the team up for the next season itself, and also the big portion of money that's gonna come in as you finish top four also. But also saying on the FA Cup final, right? It was a game that was not meant for us. VAR, two times on the pole on the post, something was not right there. And on top of that, Chelsea, not able to convert chances also was one of the reason. But definitely, there's a lot to learn from there, and hope we
Keep
could
on learning.
we could definitely win Leicester on the Premier League match. But as we speak, right, top four, one of the primary club that always retain the fourth position, right?
So now you all know
As we
how
recall,
valuable
do we
is top
recall?
four. How
Do we recall
valuable.
who was there, Ivan? Do you recall?
Yeah,
And already
they're
everyone is
quite
just
irrelevant now.
yeah, we are giving the opportunity for you all to feel it.
But looking at the VR decision, right? I would like to ask Boom. Okay, as from a neutral point of view, looking at the game, the context of the game, because of course, like everyone will want Leicester to win in 90 minutes itself. Because if Chelsea would have scored that and went to extra time, most probably Chelsea would have won it. But based on the law, was that an offside or not?
Yes, it was an offside lah, because this
MU
VR, if you see the way the system works, it always checks when the ball is released from the player making the pass, and the person is going to receive, whether that the receiver is online with that online with the last man. So based on the VR shown and also the way I saw the line, he was offside. So there's no. It's sad to see for. I mean, it's sad to say for Chelsea fans, but offside is offside.
So too bad, and then it's okay. I think you guys lost this maybe for a reason. There's still a Champions League final. If you guys win the Champions League final, this it's all be forgotten. So there's still hope for that.
Good
So
luck,
before we conclude the Premier League, I'd like to invite
sorry,
our
regarding the VAR, I think West Brom were also unlucky on the VAR.
yeah yesterday.
That
There
was
was a
ridiculous,
goal.
man. That was ridiculous.
No,
Yeah,
because
that's
that's the new rules added, that as long as it blocks the keeper, it blocks
Yeah.
the keeper's view, and then it's considered offside. It's not offside. Okay, was not ruled out
Offside,
because of
it is
offside.
blocking the keeper.
It was
view, but
because blocking the keeper, and that is why you can
because the
see
keeper stand
Alisson
behind him.
shouted that his view is blocked, and that's why the flag. I mean, the assistant referee has mentioned about it, and that is why the goal was not given.
oh man, but that was harsh. Really. Like,
Yeah.
But
Because-
I can't remember there is a similar goal like this, but I can't remember which goal. But they allowed that goal. They never canceled this goal. Can't remember. There was a similar goal that a player will be in offside position, blocking the keeper. I think it's
Actually,
against
yeah,
Spurs.
that's the thing. This
I think
clearly
it is against Spurs. I'm not sure which game. Can't remember. You guys
Oh,
have
yeah, it's still
any
killing
idea?
us.
no.
So about VR, maybe the problem is the consistency lah. Like they are not consistent in the way they give decisions.
Yeah, it still depends on the referee at the end of the day.
Because then, the referee is the one going to make the final call. So it all depends on the referee on that day. So before we end the Premier League, I'd like to invite our new appearance today, new guest, Mr. AC. Welcome, AC. So he's a
Welcome, Messi.
diehard United fan through and through. Also a big Ronaldo fan. So welcome, AC. Just to touch about a bit about MU. Our last two games, we received two big L's. Okay, unexpectedly, both at home again, and this is not giving us any sort of momentum heading into the Europa. But overall, do you feel like how will you grade Ole's season? Like, you feel like Ole should stay, and if he does, do you think MU need to strengthen any particular position for us to challenge the title next season?
Okay. overall, if I were to rate Ole's season, I would say that he's done a great job, actually. Considering, see, I think we keep forgetting that Ole is not an established coach, right? So he's new to this, and we've seen how Lampard, sorry for Chelsea fans, but we have seen how Lampard failed, and having compared him to people at Lampard, I feel that he's done a very, very good job. He's gone to the Europa League final, which is a great achievement, regardless of whether he wins it or not. But having said that, of course, I think there are a lot of room for improvements within the squad.
So if let's say he loses the final, you still say it's been a good season?
I wouldn't say it's been a splendid season, but I would still want Ole to stay, because I don't think just because he loses the final, he's not done a great job with the resources he's given. And especially, I think now we all know how MU's owners are pretty bad at supporting the club. I think given what's happening within the club, with the conflict with the owners and everything, I think he's done a great job regardless of whether we win or lose the final.
So is there any, like, you feel like United needs strengthening? Like,
So
let's
yeah,
say, because in this final, right, most probably despite that performance against Liverpool, still we have no choice to start Fred and McTominay, these two guys in midfield. So do you think this is a combination, or that is able to make us compete next season, or do you feel like we need more strengthening?
forget about next season. I think as long as Fred plays for Manchester United, we will never win anything.
So like what Roy Keane said lah.
See, Fred is nowhere near an elite mentality player who can compete at the highest level in the Premier League, right? So I think we can see that in McTominay, because at least McTominay was not bought for an expensive price or anything like that, and he sort of gives everything he wants to in the club. Fred does things that I think even a championship player wouldn't do, and we paid like such a huge amount for him. So I think that's totally unacceptable. So as long as Fred plays for Manchester United, forget about Europa League, forget about anything, we can't even win a match. So obviously that's one place that we need a lot of strengthening. We can't be depending on people like Fred and McTominay. We need a better striker as well. But what I feel is, at least for a short-term fix, Cavani has done a tremendous job. This is the kind of striker that I think Manchester United have needed for a very long time. Someone who can finish it off, someone who wants to be inside the box to score, places. They say how a proper striker is someone that knows where to place himself inside the box to receive the ball. I think for a very long time, we didn't have a striker like that until Cavani arrived. So I think that's a good player to have. And as I said earlier, I think we really need to get rid of Fred and get someone better there. As for centre back, of course, I think that's a problem that has been going on forever. But I think Maguire has done a decent job lately. I think he's sort
Maguire.
of.
Yeah, we can see without him, we are struggling, man.
Yeah, so I think Maguire is someone that has really sort of upped his game and doing pretty well. And I think perhaps it would be good to still get a replacement for Lindelof, because I think there are matches where I think Lindelof hasn't been too solid. I think he has a game where strikers can sort of like bully him, because I think, Premier League strikers are big, and I don't think Lindelof has the strength to hold off a lot of these big strikers, and I think that's where Lindelof lacks a bit as
Physically,
well. Yeah, so his physical attribute hasn't been too great as well. So I think as long as we fix these places, we will be in a better place next season. I don't know if we will be good enough to win the league, but I know that we will be better as a team at least.
All right. So if you're given a chance, right, to sign one player this summer, like give me a name, like one player to boost our squad for next season.
Only one.
Yeah, one. Which you feel like the most vital that we need.
So I think this one is coming from me being a Manchester United fan, right? So I think that obviously the strengthening comes from the centre mid, but I still would like to see MU signing either Haaland or Sancho.
Okay. Expected Harry Kane, but it's okay. Haaland and Sancho. Right. How about you, Boom? if we will get a chance to sign one player.
Sorry. I think the signing that I would make, if only one signing I can make, it is center back. No, no two thoughts about it lah. I don't mind about the midfield. I think I would go for player like Pau Torres. David Luiz, no way, bro. Pau Torres, the way he plays is good, and the guy from Sevilla, the Condes guy, he looks solid.
Kunde, yeah.
So for me, the best signing that MU can make is a centre back. Get rid of Lindelof. He's not good enough for MU. Too many points have been lost because of him. Like last week was a great example that he can't lead the line. He was playing the game week in, week out, but he couldn't lead a back line for us. So it was clear that he's not a MU defense material.